Hello everyone, my name is Huston and welcome to this live stream in which we will be coding in Bash, a new utility to handle color. But first, I need to do some adjustment to my notification for the battery because I would prefer using Rofi for when the battery is very low. And to do that, I'm using ACPI, and the reason why I'm taking the ACPI value here is that I can reuse the same value without having to refetch the information from ACPI every time. So you see, you learned something today. This is more efficient code, and this is why I am a good programmer, and this is why it's a shame that I don't work in that field. But you know what? If people cannot evaluate my skills properly or don't want to hire me because I don't have a proper programming education, that's, they're lost. I will though look for an evaluation though, attestation of skills that I will try to do so that I can at least have some paper that say this guy knows what he's doing, because apparently people cannot figure that out on their own. They don't want to read CV apparently. 10 years of experience is 10 years of experience. I was at a job conference the other day where people would go to find jobs, and I looked at the other people's CV and they had so much text on their CV. I was like, why do all their CV look the same? They all look like just a bunch of text. It's not even formatted properly. It's just text from one end to the page to the other end of the page. It's like the size of their font was like 4 pixel, and it would fill the page with all this text. I was like, what do you expect to get a job like this? But I realized that's because they're all using ChatGPT to make their freaking CV. They weren't even trying to make their CV themselves. It was just text. Nobody's gonna hire you when you have a CV that is just text. I mean, at least I tried to put keywords. I tried to show that I understand the topic. But these guys, these lazy mofo, I hope they don't get a job like that, because that pissed me off. I'm the actual programmer who actually knows how to code. I know I do use ChatGPT a lot in my videos, but I can't code without ChatGPT. I've been doing this for 10 years. I know what I'm doing. But these amateur, that pissed me off. The fact that they dared to do that, and some of them were even more intense, it was something like, it was a very awful experience, this job fair that I went at, and I was on the side that was specifically for people who look for IT job, and there wasn't that many booths, and the waiting lines for every of those booths were like way too long. It took like at least 15 minutes per booth to just meet somebody, and they tell you like, well, you should have applied for the job online. It's quicker that way. Didn't you know that? Well, I expected in person I could maybe better show my skills, because a curriculum video, but they don't have the time. They don't care. It was really an awful experience, honestly. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully I can still get a job in that field, but these freaking when I realized that, like, it was a day later, I was like, they all make their CV with ChatGPT, those losers. Damn. Yeah. ChatGPT is disrupting the job market though, because the people who hire programmer already don't know what they're looking for. They already don't know how to evaluate the skills of an actual good programmer, and now it's gonna be just way harder. Like, all these people are gonna pretend they're the next Steve Jobs with like programs and stuff that they could not write on their own. I do use ChatGPT, but at least I have the programming knowledge behind it. I do know how to write algorithms, but these people don't. And I don't want to sound too salty about that, but I kind of am, because at the end of the day, I have been doing this for 10 years. I have my parents who've been telling me like, I hope at least all the time you put in this is gonna give you a job, a decent job. And I'm like, well, you know, programming field, programmer always, you always hear that programmers are the best paid people. They have the best salary, best work condition, and all that. And now I'm here and I'm like, damn, I got nothing. Okay, so row fee, e-programming, discharging. So now I'm looking, if the status is discharging, I can print like, hey, you're discharging. And if the number is below that, so this should be 2 warning message, and I'm not sure I want to have 2 warning message. I think it's smarter to just go about it that way. We don't really care that it is discharging unless the battery is below, like number. It doesn't like, instead of number, I don't have that. I'm just gonna use the pour val. That way I know, like, if the percentage is below 20%, give me a warning that we are discharging, check the cable, and low battery data. So we still need to check if we are discharging before telling it to the user. Something like that. And that is why I convert my tab to space, so I can do stuff like that easily. Yep. So if we're below 20%, then we care if we're plugged on or not. If you know, if you're plugged in, yeah, you're still below 20%. You still want to know it, right? But like, you don't really care that your computer is unplugged if you still have like 90% batteries. So this should work, honestly. If it's lesser than 20, blah blah blah, it's greater than 0. Like, we already have the if is greater than 25 is greater than 0. So here we have already the if it's greater than 0 but lower than 25. So we could just maybe place that in there instead of having another check. It should be faster to go that way about it. You have less code. I think it's a good way to think about it. So not only do you set the icon for the notification, but also you have a row fee notification here. I do like the improvement. I'm supposed to add maybe some warnings for the Wi-Fi and stuff, but that's gonna be for another time. So now that that's done, we can create the I'm not sure if I'm gonna call it CCAT, Echo, what I could call it. You see, that's where I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. Just tell me, find, like, give. Okay, no, that's okay. So YouTube video title, that's the conversation I'm gonna use for that. Like, try to keep track of the conversation you have with ChatGPT. At least that's gonna help you. Give me some suggestions name for a bash script like Echo but with more color options, because most of the time when I use like escape code, it's just to add color. So shorter names, ideally unique one. I like the hue idea, maybe some around that, like hue echo. Like, they're all too long. I think I'm gonna go with Huston. Like Houston, we have a problem. Houston. Like, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I do like the Huston as a name for that tool. So nano. Yeah, is there a tool called Huston? Nope. Huston. There you go. Actually, you know what? MSH Huston. Can you write me the description? Single line, keep it short and clear what it does. Enhanced terminal output with color text offering vibrant twist to the standard echo command. You see, no, that's too much. That's it. That's the description I want. It's not the best, but it will do for now. It will do for now. At least we have somewhere to start to. Like, that's a good start for a script. We haven't even started coding yet, and we have something. So the live stream is currently unavailable. Why is the live chat unavailable? This is a public video. We are streaming live, right? Are we streaming? Are we streaming? Yeah, we are streaming, supposedly. But there's nobody watching in the chat, and the chat is not available. But why? Restore chat. Hello? Analytics. Join me live developing a bash utility. That is our live, but we don't have people watching the live. But at least now we have a chat available, which is good. 10 minutes, still nobody's watching. But I guess the thumbnails suck, so that may be the reason why. Change that for, I don't know what to put. I don't want to have to create a custom thumbnail every time. That should do the trick. Yep. See, now we have a better thumbnail. Maybe that's gonna attract more people. Also, the title maybe is bad. I don't know. Something more creative. Wait, like. We're gonna take a command, the bash version begin begin changing bash code region. Take a command version, say hello to your new favorite tool. Yeah, that sounds good. That's a good title. Hey, no, okay, I thought we had somebody watching the stream. Like my streams, since I'm no longer playing video game, they have dropped in popularity. People don't really care about bash coding, but you know what? Bash coding is more fun than playing video game. You just have to learn it. You just have to switch to Linux. You just have to install Linux, try bash. It's the best game ever. That's the best game ever. You have more crafting option than any other game. Okay? You make your own tool and you use these tools to make other tools. See? So speaking about tools, we need to think about what we want to do. How we want to use it. So for example, I would like to be able to say like Huston R, and then for example some text, and this would output as red. And I want to be able to do Huston C, H for hex, and then put some hexadecimal value, and then some text, and to be able to do Huston RGB. Like there's not really, like we already used the R flag for something else. We could use capital R since we're taking a value, so that's, but then again, like R, G, and B, that's the best I could do, I think. And now I can do like 25, 0, 0, and by default these would be 0 when you start using like one of them. We assume it's RGB, we assume it's hexadecimal, we assume it's you specify just the first letter of the color, or even like you could have this could be the same as doing like red, something like that. And now you have some text as RGB. For RGB value, for hue, for I don't know, name color. Do we have people watching the stream? No. Well, you know what? When a stream doesn't get view, I usually just stop it. And